Ashigbe, who is demanding a logical conclusion to the investigations in connection with operations of Akonta Mining in the Tano Numeric Forest Reserve. His demands follows President Akufo Addo's defense of Akonta Mining Company Limited on the subject when he addressed the 28th National and 16th Biennial Congress of the National Union of Ghana Catholic Diocese Priests Association in Koforidua. According to him, Akonta Mining Company Limited, as we speak, is not involved in any form of any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana. He was responding to a question posed by the convener of the Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining at the conference.
Before I take my seat, let me respond briefly to the chairperson on the issue of illegal mining. I want to assure him and all of you that Akonta Mining is not
on its own volition. It is rather the Ghana Police and other relevant institutions closed with investigative powers who investigate cases and forward the results of the investigation to the Office of the Attorney General for advice or prosecution where necessary. We are currently unaware of any actions taken to investigate, arrest, and prosecute the directors and officers of Akonta Mining Limited, despite the incontrovertible evidence that the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, his ministry, and the Minerals Commission have in their possession, which shows that the said company has in fact undertaken the alleged illegal mining operations. And we are still convinced that evidence is sufficient to establish the company has a case to answer. You have sufficient basis to initiate prosecution against the company's directors and officers. Our conviction has been supported by several other stakeholders, including Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference, who have called for the prosecution of same company for same offenses. We wish to remind you of our request for a new date to meet you and ask of some action to be taken on our petition. We hope to hear from you soon as we join hands to stop Galamsey, and it is signed by Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe. He's a convener of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey. Joining me via Zoom on this subject is Awula Serwah. She is an environmentalist and she has joined us with more this morning. Awula, I'm grateful for your time this morning. How does the president's response to the Akonta mining allegations come across to you as an environmentalist? Kindly unmute for me, Awula.
Good morning, Happy New Year, and sorry about that.
Many happy returns, Awula.
What shall I say? It's very sad to hear this. This is a president who told us he was putting his presidency on the line regarding illegal mining. We know as a fact, the evidence is there, that Akonta Mining entered the Tano Numeric Forest Reserve. We know for a fact that they did so. So for the president to tell us that as we speak, they are not engaged in illegal mining, it's like arresting an armed robber, taking his tools, after he has traumatized and robbed a family, and then telling the family that at this current time, he's not engaged in armed robbery. Would that bring any comfort? What we want is accountability. And I'm happy to hear that the Media Commission Against Galamsey is also doing its bit. And we hope that investigations will be conducted and the directors of Akonta Mining prosecuted for having entered the forest reserve and caused damage.
It does appear that, I mean, there's simply no commitment to ending this Galamsey menace. What would it take for us to be freed of illegal mining?
Well, if we want to be free of illegal mining, we need to take the right action, regardless of who is involved in it. The perception right now is that a lot of the illegal mining is sanctioned by various political interests. And the main political parties are not doing their bit because they are benefiting. So until we realize that we all have only one party, that is Ghana, and that illegal mining, and mining, I must say, not just illegal mining, irresponsible mining, even the legal mining is, as we sit right here, is damaging the country. Unless we realize that and are prepared to take the right step, regardless of who is involved, illegal mining will continue. And might I add that currently, Ghana is the leading country regarding deforestation in Africa. We are leading in deforestation. And there's no way we can convince anyone we are serious about the fight against illegal mining when Akonta Mining directors are happily walking around after they have, according to our information, allegedly caused damage in a forest reserve. What business does any mining company have in a forest reserve? There's a reason why we have forest reserves, and it's not for mining to take place there.
So we've been talking about the dire consequences of this attitude of us. And it does look like we've not been loud enough. What are the dangers? I mean, how dangerous is this path that we're treading?
Well, the path is extremely dire. I mean, there are water concerns. Ghana Water Company has told us that at this rate, they might still not be able to purify our water. Are we going to import water? There are food sovereignty concerns, because once the land is polluted through the dangerous chemicals used in mining, our food will become unsafe. As we spoke right now, how safe are the tubers that we are having? We've also heard about health concerns in Galamsey areas. And if we are in Accra thinking we are safe, we better think again, because the food we are consuming, the water we are drinking, the fishes we are eating, where do we think their waters are coming from? So we need to understand that this is a clear and present danger. It's not about political parties. It's about saving Ghana from disaster. We seem to be pressing the self-destruct button. We need to wake up, forget about party constitutions, put Ghana first, and seriously stop the fight. And nobody will believe we are serious once the directors of Akonta Mining, to give an example, are walking happily in Ghana without taking responsibility or being forced to take responsibility for the damage they have allegedly caused. Until then, nobody is going to take the fight seriously. As we speak, there's illegal mining going on in the on the Fin River. It has been reported to the authorities. No action is being taken. How serious are we?
It's quite interesting because here at JoyNews, we've done a number of investigations. We've taken the pain. My colleague Erastus Asari Donko has visited almost all the rivers that are being polluted and has highlighted the dangers involved. Yet, we seem to be very comfortable where we are. Is it a hopeless situation?
It's not a hopeless situation. And as the president himself said, we should all be active citizens and not spectators. And I really thank the Media Coalition for what they are doing. So what we need to do and what eco-conscious citizens plan to do, if the police will not speed up their investigations.
But has the president given us reasons to be citizens and not spectators?
Well, he doesn't have to give us reason. We know that as human beings and as responsible citizens, we need to do the right thing, whether the leadership is doing that or not. Every individual has a role to play. Every individual has a responsibility. I have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. Our listeners have a responsibility. So eco-conscious citizens, which is a coalition of environmental organizations, we will take action against Akonta Mining Company if the police seem to be reluctant in completing their investigations. Because what kind of signal are we sending? The signal we are sending is that we'll parade a few hapless individuals, maybe prosecute them and sentence them to I don't know how many years in prison. But if you're closely connected to the government or if you're well placed in society, you can engage in illegal mining or irresponsible mining. The fact that you have a license doesn't mean that you're engaging in responsible mining, and nothing will happen to you. You can continue poisoning our rivers, devastating our forests, and nothing will happen to you. This is unacceptable, and every Ghanaian should be incensed at what is going on. We are destroying Ghana, not just for ourselves, but for our children. What kind of legacy are we living, or are we leaving for them? So I'm really calling on everybody to look at the good work you've been doing in highlighting these issues and do something about it. And I'm calling on the president to live up to his word about putting his presidency on the line and seriously tackling illegal mining by, first of all, ensuring that the directors of Akonta Mining are prosecuted. And indeed, any other person or company involved in illegal mining, whether as we speak or in the past, should be held accountable. Otherwise, it's all one big joke.
I'm grateful for your time. Awula Serwah is environmentalist. She's also founder of the Eco-Conscious Citizens, and she says they will take action against Akonta Mining. Now, to other stories, former director of the Ghana Health Service, Professor Akosa, is calling for the establishment of a general supervisory body to resolve the tension between various associations in the health sector.